Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
Rod Eccles Show.
You know, this next story, I got to tell you, I don't, there are days, there are times when I'm doing research for the program, I have to shake my head, and I sometimes think, maybe I just really need to step away for a few years, because it's now at the point where I cannot believe the debauchery level, the depths that we have sunk as a nation, by allowing certain things that are just unfathomable to think about in any society, in any I don't care what era or year it is, whether it be 2015 BC or 2015 AD. This next story really, it just shows what the level of depravity that the left, they have no shame that they're willing to do to our nation and to our youth, and to the American taxpayer. Make no doubt about it. They think they're roping the rich people on this, but this is from Oregon, and this is off of Hot Air. It's for 15-year-olds. 50. Now keep that in mind. 15. Now remember, there was just in the previous story, there's a 15-year-old boy that didn't want to talk to his father, but he was being a childish, didn't know what he was doing, didn't he doesn't know enough to not want a relationship with his father, so he's being ordered to have a relationship with his father. But in Oregon, 15-year-olds are adult enough now they still can't smoke until they're 18 and drink a beer until they're 21. There are some people out there that are trying to push, like Hawaii did, and force the legal tobacco use age to the age of 21. I just can't fathom that. I really can't. In this day and age, I cannot fathom that. You got to be 21 in order to smoke a cigarette. I mean, are you kidding me? But you cannot have a drink legally. You cannot smoke legally at the age of 15. But at the age of 15, in Oregon, what they want is you can get a government-funded sex change operation without parental permission. Yes. This stuff makes my head spin. So let me see if I understand this. They say you're not old enough to have alcohol because, it can alter your life. And you can make bad decisions that will change the rest of your life. You're not old enough to know the dangers of smoking or using tobacco, so you need to be an adult. And some people want you to be, a plus adult, 21 instead of 18, because this decision to use that there is no doubt. There's no could affect you the rest of your life. It will affect you the rest of your life. Here's the story. The list of things 15-year-olds are not legally allowed to do in Oregon is long. They're not legally 15 now. 15. You can't drive. You can't smoke. You can't donate blood. You can't get a tattoo. And you can't even join or use a tanning bed. You can go out and get yourself burned in the sun, but you can't do it in a tanning bed. But under a first in the nation policy quietly enacted in last January, that many parents are only now finding out about. See, this is the kind of, they shoved this. There was no talk about this. They just shoved this through, and now some parents are saying, "What? When did they pass this?" Oh, back in January. OMG. They're now finding out about 15-year-olds are now allowed to get sex change operations. Now, I think just about everybody who did not know about the law being put into effect were stunned to learn that they can do it without parental notification, and that the state will even pay for it through its Medicaid program, the Oregon Health Plan, which is pretty much, part of Obamacare. It is trespassing on the hearts and minds, the bodies of our children, said Lori Porter of Parents' Rights and Education. They're our children, and for a decision, a life-altering decision like that to be done unbeknownst to a parent or guardian is, how do you secretly do this without a parent finding out? I mean, yeah, what the kid is going to go to Medicaid and start planning for this thing, and then they're gonna set a date, and they're gonna go, and the first of the parents going to know it is when the hospital says you can your child is in the recovery room, you may want to come see him. In the recovery room for what? What's wrong with Johnny? Oh, I'm sorry, but your son is no longer Johnny because your son is now your daughter, Janetta. Can you imagine the horror and shock? And every good parent, even every even every drug addict parent would be screaming at the top of their lungs, shouting that they were going to sue. Sue. But hey, no. There is no need for parental acknowledgement because it's the law. In a statement, Oregon Health Authority spokeswoman Susan, and this is going to be good. This is good. Susan Wickstrom, Wickstrom, explained it this way. Age of medical consent varies by state. The Oregon law, which applies to both Medicaid and non-Medicaid Oregonians, states that the age of medical consent is 15. But they still can't drive. They still can't smoke. They still can't drink. They can't even donate blood to their own operation. They can't even get a tattoo. Well, isn't it? I guess a tattoo is not really a medical procedure, huh? Now, while 15 is the medical age of consent in the state, the decision to cover sex change operations specifically was made by the Health Evidence Review Commission, or HERC, HERC. Members are appointed by the governor and paid by the state of Oregon with no public debate. HERC changed its policy to include cross-sex hormone therapy, puberty suppressing drugs, and gender reassignment surgery as covered treatments for people with gender dysphoria, formerly known as gender identity disorder. Every time I go over the story, my head spins. I try to wrap my head around this kind of stuff. And because I have a logical mind, there is no logical explanation or reason for this. So frankly, it is illogical for me to try to figure out the logic in this. There is no logic. So I am not going to find logic in the illogical. So therefore, I have to tell my brain. I have to say, look, logic brain, this is illogical to be looking for logic where there is none. So the logical thing to do is to keep your head from spinning around off of its shoulders, is to not try to figure this out because there is no logic behind it. So